Hi everyone and welcome to today's light lunch. We are joined by Josh and Greg and I'll let them introduce themselves, starting with you, Greg.
Oh, hi everyone. My name's Gregory Chawynski, Greg. I'm based up in Auckland at Massey University at the School of Built Environment, teaching construction management and the lead for Industry Connection. Thank you.
Josh.
Kia ora everybody, my name is Sanoria, Josh. I am a graphic designer and artist. I completed my fine arts and design degree back in the Philippines in 2012 and have actually completed recently my Bachelor of Architectural Studies degree.
Well done.
It's awesome. And yeah, at the moment I'm doing a master's degree in architecture, which is cool. Yeah.
Very cool. All right, so we're going to hear about some things that are keeping you guys awake at night. Greg, would you like to kick us off with your first point?
Well, I'm always a bit of a person who likes to look at what's happening in the world and particularly in Auckland. And it's really interesting to try to find out where do you get some good reputable information. And I found recently the BDO report, which comes out every year. They've got a good one, Boom Bust, Beyond Boom and Bust. It's a really good little report. Can I recommend that all the members just type in some keywords and have a look at it? Page here, one of the big ones, access to labour. I talk to a lot of contractors being the engagement lead. And really, there are some real issues regarding getting skilled labour access. So that's my first one. Back over to Josh.
Yeah.
Kia ora. For me, actually, quite literally, my university projects. But hear me out. At the moment, I'm completing a design research project at Big Uni, and it's about a community in Tondo, Manila, in the Philippines, which thrives off garbage. And what's worse is that they eat the garbage just for them to be able to survive their daily living. So I guess what keeps me awake at night is that the fact that there's a lot of people that are willing to help these, this community, which is in a slum, but then there is no available place for these people to actually, lend their hand and offer their help. And so for me, it's really an eye-opener, just kind of thinking about simple things like architecture, not even just architecture, just a simple building itself can make a huge impact to the life of these people who are struggling on the daily.
Yeah, that might start keeping me awake at night too. Greg.
Yeah, back to me again.
Yes.
Can you see that? Just sharing the screen again. I'm just going to pop in a couple of ones because I talk a lot about to industry, and there's this constant talk about margins being eroded because, what you want to do is price work fairly. And because you want to make sure that you have a shop front and a door open for tomorrow. So there's confidence in the market as constructors or those working in the built environment, delivering those building projects. And also just the availability of materials. We went through COVID and we had issues, for example, with jib supply or plasterboard, dry plasterboard for wall linings, and also supply of timber. But I understand that's sort of coming back into focus now for many of the suppliers. So they're my two ones. Before I talk about my last one, I'll pass you back over to John.
Me again. I think I speak for everybody here who are in their final year in studies or studying architecture or anybody just in the field or studying. So in School of Architecture, we get thrown a lot of these design work, which is awesome. We get to do things unimaginable, things that we don't get to do in real life. But there's also the other side to these things, which is, structural systems and construction, wherein we do a lot of technical drawings, construction drawings, but I think we kind of lack the, the practical side of things. And so when we get out there in the real world, when we get asked, what does it look like in real life? Do we know? Probably not. So I think it's good that, at university, we get to engage with these sort of things from the get-go so that when we get in the real world, we don't shock ourselves with the practical side of things.
Yeah, I think Greg could probably.
He'll probably agree with me on that question.
Sure, yeah, and some of our site visits would probably
I
be
know,
helpful.
yeah, it will be very helpful. Yeah, I think doing architectural studies should be like an apprenticeship to the real world as well.
Yeah,
That's
right.
my thoughts.
Yeah, some kind of like cadetship.
Yeah, training
or
while you're
training
studying
site.
is very good, I think,
Yeah.
while you're doing all the paperwork on the side.
Totally, I understand that. All right, Greg, what about your final point?
The final thing that keeps me up at night is the brain drain. Everyone's going to Australia and everywhere else. Look, I'm a first generation Australian, and I'm the first to tell you we're very lucky being here in New Zealand. You're going the wrong direction. I'm the first one to stand with a big sign at the airport. You're going the wrong way. New Zealand's got some great opportunities, and just people working here. They're just. Yeah, just it's not even. Look, I moved this year. Celebrates 20 years of me being in New Zealand, which is quite interesting. And I can tell you, I've probably added 20 years to my life. It's just, it's just.
Where are we from?
Melbourne. Melbourne's my hometown.
Nice.
Yeah, it's look, everyone. You talk to people and say, "Oh, I've been to Queensland or the Gold Coast." Guys, you've got to go to Melbourne. It's the modern day Rome. It's great transport, great arenas for sport and theatre. It's a melting pot of culture, and people are pretty chilled there too. But I have to say, even living in the big smoke up here in Auckland, what wonderful people. And I have to say also, the thing that has endeared me to New Zealand, because I'm almost like an honorary Kiwi, is just everyone being welcoming and just being a good sort. So that's me. Go the brain drain.
Yeah.
Stay here. Things are great.
I lived in Melbourne for a little bit when I was 20 and absolutely loved it. But I reckon Wellington's pretty on par.
I do like Wellington. It's a bit windy, but I do like Wellington.
Yeah, windy. Not today. Right, Josh, what else?
For me, it's about sustainability. I know it sounds a bit of a cliche, but I think in real life, we kind of forget the real meaning of sustainability. I think in the practice, a lot of people think, oh, we should build something with a green wall or with a green roof, and that's sustainability. When in fact, I think sustainability should mean the resilience of a building as a whole, and that we should build something that will last more than 30, 50 years.
Yeah, totally.
That's sustainability.
And do you work on that quite a bit at uni, like adding that all into your?
Always.
Yeah, nice.
Thinking about sustainability and how we can, make good impact.
Wonderful. Yeah, that's definitely something to keep us awake at night. All right, something a little lighter now. Greg, what have you been reading, listening, or watching?
Oh, he's ready.
Oh.
This is great. This is great, guys. I tell you what, get yourself a copy. I don't know if you can get a digital version or online version, but look, I was born in '74, so I'm starting to show my age, the grey. But I really like going back when I want to try to, I suppose, relax or really feel positive. I look back to my childhood days and people that I enjoyed watching on the silver screen, for example. And Bill Murray, he's a funny guy. And anyway, in this book, if you get to read it, it's called The Tower of Bill Murray. On the back, this is the genre of the sort of stories that he talks about. Guess who? You whip around and see, much to your surprise, international film star Bill Murray. Bill grins, leans in close and quietly says, "No one will ever believe you." And what he used to do was, when he was in his heyday, he used to just jump into parties and just turn up, and people would say, "Hey, isn't that Bill Murray?" And he would say, "But no one will believe you that I actually turned up." A real character. He's made some great movies. And another one that I'm watching at the moment on TV is Future Man. It's just a little bit lighter. It's on TVNZ. It just helps me zone out. If you've had a really big day and it's pretty heavy, and you want to go someplace that's it is an adult what do you call it, a TV series, but it's just great. There's a bit of humor in there. It's a bit of fun, and if you're a bit of a sci-fi buff like me, why not treat yourself? It's on TVNZ.
Cool. All right, Josh.
Well, I don't have the book with me, but quite recently I've done a lot of reading because of, obviously I'm studying. I've done a lot of reading, but the one that kind of stood out for me is about atmospheres by Peter Zumthor. So if a lot of you guys out there are into the atmosphere of a space and how you might be able to, emotionally connect with your surrounding, I think a good read would be Atmospheres by Peter Zumthor. So it talks about atmospheres and how you can digest that.
Do you do much reading that's not uni based?
I actually don't. I'm not actually a ready person, to be honest. But I love watching TV or Netflix.
Yeah.
I've been watching Beef. You're familiar with that?
I've seen it pop up.
So it's this two Asian people that they have a dispute about the crash or something, and it's quite funny actually. Highly recommend.
Have you seen that one, Greg?
No,
Yeah.
Maybe we'll give it a go someday. All
why
right.
not?
What is something you do for your well-being, Greg?
Right, this is really big, right? So I'm glad you're seated, but walking. End of next month, I would have lost 45 kilos in 18 months just by walking.
Well
Now
done.
I've got photos here, but they're scary. Okay, I'm not going to show you, but I'm getting there. I want to lose 60 kilos by the end of the year, so that's 30 kilos a year over 2 years. And I can tell you, when you have a little motor like mine or a big motor, it's getting less and less. I can tell you, just make time for yourself, because we've been through some pretty mental times, and a lot of us have a lot of responsibilities outside work that weigh us down. Can I tell you, just make time. Go in the morning, first thing before you do anything. Go for an hour walk. Go for an hour and a half walk. Don't drink 2 liters of water a day. Just drink what your body needs. Yeah, and don't do extreme diets. Don't eat more than the size of your fist. Have a glass or two of water a day and go for a walk, and you'll feel better for it. So that's my well-being advice to you, and it works.
Good job. I remember calling you one day to talk about something about the institute, and we had to stop because he was on a hill.
Was it walking?
Yeah, that was good.
There you go.
So I know he didn't say
I actually agree with Greg as well. I do love me some Wellington Hill walk,
Yeah,
I think
easy.
I think that I know there's a lot in our surroundings, but I think that because especially when you're studying, you get exposed with a lot of stress, and I think that you need time to yourself as well. No matter how busy you are, go for a run, go for a walk, sweat it out. I think that's a good way to actually get your thinking out and kind of clear your head, and then that way you'll feel good about yourself as well.
Yeah,
It's
100%.
a little bit harder at the moment with the darkness.
Yeah, it's
Not a
getting
big
there, but
fan of
and-
dark here,
and the rain.
walking around in the dark and the rain by myself.
It's all good. Just stay close to the street lamps, yeah, Chloe?
Yeah, I live a little bit rural, so there's not too.
You're in Johnsonville, aren't you?
I've just actually moved to Pukeroa Bay, so
Oh, it's quite further away.
yeah, it's quite far away, but it's less street lights. But
Yeah, at least you're on the beach.
yes, a bit of age, yes. Is there something other than walking that you do for your well-being?
I like going to the gym.
Yeah.
I think that's one of my kind of hobby, I guess, is going to the gym. I just like keeping fit.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, and I used to attend dance classes as well. That's one of my things. Kind of staying creative.
You told us about this, yeah.
I like staying creative outside university. So dancing is one of those things, and painting.
Yeah, just nice to
Yeah,
have a
let it
creative
out.
outlet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think it's good that
Very
you stay
good.
creative all the time.
yeah, good job.
Nice.
And what about a motto, Greg? What's
Yeah,
your
look,
motto
I
for
actually,
life?
do you know what? Funny you should mention that, but I was thinking about it the other day, and I thought I actually have got a motto for this year. Look, let's go back to Netflix. Arnold Schwarzenegger. There's a great little doco on him, and it's a great little ending how he ties everything up. And I actually I heard what he said as one of his mottos, and he's actually got a book out on it, believe it or not. It's called his motto is "Be Useful." And I thought, how good is that? That's pretty powerful. He's got a book called Be Useful, 7 Tools for Life. Arnold Schwarzenegger. I haven't read it. I haven't seen it, but I just quickly Googled it before. But I was lying on the couch the other day, and I saw "Be Useful." And I thought to myself, my goodness, it's so true. We only get one shot at life unless someone's going to give me a memo. Be useful. Take every moment. Enjoy every moment. Like my walking, I start walking before I have time to process I don't want to walk. So by the time I'm already halfway down the hill, it's too late to turn back. Be useful. Be kind to others. Treat people like you want to be treated. And I think in life, you'll be fine, but be useful. And I think that's a strong one.
Very cool.
I think for me, I picked it up from when I was a young performer. So it's do everything with grace, even if you're under pressure. And I think that applies to, my current life as well, being, an architecture student. And I think it doesn't only apply to, studying, it can also apply to everything in life. Like when you're working, you're constantly under pressure. And I think that even under pressure, do everything with grace. It doesn't have to be stressful all the time.
It's hard sometimes not to let everyone. Good job. All right, well, thank you for joining us today, everyone. And thank you too. And we'll see you again in a few weeks.
Thank you so much. And listen, thanks for inviting me, and all the best to all the members for 2023. Thanks very much.
Thank you. See ya.
Bye.